Thanks for joining in. This is a live stream, but we're going to be watching some pre-recorded stuff that I did a little bit earlier in the week, I guess last week or so. But how's everyone doing? Thanks for joining in. You're watching live. I'll be here on the chat and hanging out, and I'll be playing some videos and some clips as a little video shoot I'm doing for my other YouTube channel, Thrifty Mint. And you can see here I am dropping some dry ice in. I don't get to work with dry ice too much because it's kind of expensive and I don't really get to deal with a lot of fog. But anyways, first things first, here we are. It's been a while. I hope everyone's doing good. Feel free to chat away if you're hanging out in the online chat room, I guess, depending on if you're watching this on your mobile device or on a computer or a TV. But let's just get right into it. So what you're seeing here, like I said, is my setup here. It's going to be a 2-camera shoot. I got my G85 and my T2i camera, doing a little 2-camera. Just figured I want to cover everything. And basically on the Thrifty Mint channel, I have this video I want to do for these Ghostbuster ducks. I'm doing a little experiment to see if they float. And I actually made this little ghost trap here. The original ghost trap, as you'll see when we get into the video, couldn't actually be filled with water, and which is something I wanted to do, and that's what you see here. There's a little cup in there, but eventually I'm going to fill this up with water. But let's just get right into it. So here we go. All right, check. Hey, little, oh, there we are. Little behind the scenes. I just thought I'd use my computer. Probably could use my phone, but hey, it is what it is. Sink's running. Hot, not too hot. I'm playing around with some dry ice. So I'm just gonna do a little test for the camera just to see what this looks like, and hot water and some dry ice. Yeah, got my cameras all set up. Happy with that. Colors are always a little different. I'm using the Canon and my Panasonic, and a little background fog machine as well. All kinds of fog. Alright, so let's grab some dry ice. That's why I got the glove on. Wearing safety glasses, just because you never know. You never know. Alright, let's do this. This was all recorded because I was planning on going live that night. Then I thought, you know what, I got so much going on. I got limited time that I can actually film all this. So I thought I'll just record it. And dry ice will burn you, so you want to make sure you have gloves on. Alright, let's do this. I'm going to hit record on this. And it's been a while. I forget how to record. Make sure that's rolling. Make sure that's rolling. Looks good. This one's got my extra shallow depth of field. So, yeah. Here we go. This looks super cool, by the way. So I'm going to bring it into frame. Hopefully it's the same place. Not the smoothest, but I'll leave it for a second. I'm gonna let it close by itself. So as the cameras are rolling here, what I'm trying to do here is I'm gonna capture this. It has this cool effect where the lid shuts and it looks really cool. So I'm gonna do a swap for the final edit, where I'm gonna have the actual little toy ghost trap be there, and then it's just going to be a fun little swap. It'll be obvious, but I just wanted to set it up so it would be just something to, you know the old editing tricks for the final production. And you can see here that the duck isn't going to fit in, so I'll make that, and I'm just setting up all these are some of the stuff I have set up for the actual final edit, which the link is in the description if you want to check that out, or at least subscribe to that channel and follow, so when this video is ready it'll go up, the final video here. So yeah, so we have the trap come in. I did a couple takes of this, and then I'm gonna swap it out, and then I'll eventually fill it up with water. It's actually interesting. I was really happy with the results of this homemade one, and I'll show a little sample footage here in a little bit of the shot that the T2i got. You know, I'm still using it after all these years. It's really cool.
A little bit. I think that's good though. All right, we're
Has
gonna
a
cut. Oh goodness, I put so much effort into this. This is crazy. Okay, that cut. All right.
Yeah.
So you can see that the dry ice dies down pretty quick. I don't know if you can see it from here, but that dry ice dies down really quick. So I'm gonna grab another little chunk.
As I interrupt myself to finish talking. Yeah, dry ice is really fun to work with.
I snagged this at the Goodwill, so I have been using that, but I got just a couple little pieces in here. I don't know what I was thinking. I bought a $25 chunk, and the unfortunate thing about dry ice is it will eventually melt, even when it's in the freezer. So I maybe have a day with it, maybe if it's in the freezer, unfortunately. I put hot water because what happens is it'll keep bubbling until the water reaches a certain temperature, or the little crystals or the little ice cubes gone. Put a little bit more in just to see. I have a magnet on the bottom of there. I put a magnet on the bottom of there where there's a light, and that's to keep the light magnetized to the bottom, so when it'll be like backlit when I I'm gonna fill that with water.
So if you didn't get all that, basically I have a light that I thought would illuminate the water, so it would backlight that fog that's coming out of there that's created by the dry ice, which I'm going to start this up too. So we're going to see, actually, this is the shot of that T2i that you're looking at right now. But something else that I realized later, dry ice is basically CO2. You want to have a lot of ventilation. I was doing this in my house, and the door was open, or the window was open, but
I forgot about that magnet.
I needed to have a little bit more air because I got a headache, so I probably was suffocating myself with CO2. So other than that, though, it was a really fun little shoot, and that's why I wanted to share it with you, so you can at least see a little bit. And then obviously, I know, because obviously none of this is going to make it into the final edit, like the behind the scenes stuff, so I think this stuff's kind of fun, and this is something I've always wanted to share, because it's like, I'm sure a lot of you experience this too, where you just spend hours capturing a few seconds of video. Ooh, that was nice when you see that little snap. Now the timing's a little off, but you get the idea here. This is the T2i vintage lens. It's a 50mm lens, and yeah, the duck doesn't fit in, and then I'll just do the swap. And then the A-cam, which is my G85, that's going to be the jump cut, but who knows? It's not going to... I'm trying to do a lot of the videos over there on the Thrifty Mint, a lot of fun stuff like this, and I'm going to just try to keep the production side as simple as possible, because that's one of the things. I overproduce stuff, and it just takes me forever to get videos finished. So anyways, I appreciate you guys hanging out, and if you have any questions, be sure to leave them in the comments, especially if you have any suggestions for the final edit, because when I get into this, you'll kind of see a little bit more. We'll see if I don't know how much I actually show of what I'm going to be doing here. All right, there's the end of that clip. But it was really fun. As this video's rolling, we'll see here if I forget how long that I recorded these segments.
Water's about gone, so
I think I redid this thing with the swap out of the ghost trap a few times. But I want to see here if I have something set up. Okay, this is some other footage I shot later on after I was done with all this, with some pop figures that I had. And I mean, this is with the generic tripod. I don't know why I didn't switch it over to my good tripod with the fluid head, but this is the T2i right here. I know I have it shrunk down a little bit, but look how cool that looks.
Throw this back up.
Really excited about that, and that's just stuff for fun. I don't know.
I'm just gonna do the switch. I don't need to do the
So it looks like I'm gonna do it here again. I'm gonna do the little swap out, and this is just me because I figured I'm only gonna set this up once, so I did it a few times. I wanted to have as much fog hanging out, and man, everything looks cooler with fog. I don't know if you guys ever work with that. I mentioned in the video, I don't know if you heard it, I have a fog machine in the room as well, which eventually did set off my smoke detector. I think just because it just wasn't enough air flowing through the room. But I mean, even in this behind the scenes, this is just my computer camera recording this, and look how cool everything looks. running background effects.
Background.
There it is. Here's some more samples later that I filmed with just putting the dry ice in the little bucket in different spots, and I also have an LED light back behind that. I don't know if you guys ever get into taking photos or video of like these pop figures or other toys. It's really fun, actually. I don't know if you got any of these things sitting around. It kind of gives you, for me, it gives me a different, it gives me a more adult perspective of why I have a bunch of toys. It's like I'm shooting photo shoot here. Look at that. But you can see that LED light in the background.
Dies out quick, doesn't it? It's a bummer.
Yeah. But the problem for me is I filmed this with these pop figures, but I don't really have a place for them, so I posted them up on Instagram, on the Thrifty Mint Instagram. If you want, if you're really bored, just want to track it all down and follow me along.
Against the clock with that stuff.
Yeah, the dry ice has a really fast burn up, I guess you'd call it. Basically, trying to keep the water as hot as possible, so the fog will be as dense as possible. Once the water comes up to temperature to match the dry ice, then it kind of dulls out, and then the little rock of dry ice eventually dissolves anyways too.
That's what happens when there's not enough water. I think we got it. What am I trying to do here?
Yeah, this is the only problem about hanging out shooting. This is like 2 in the morning or something like this when I did this, but when you hang out like this, it's like, I know for me, I have a hard time of knowing when to stop recording. So usually the memory card will keep me from recording too much, but I got some new memory cards with a lot more memory, and so I just figured, hey, if I'm recording, might as well keep it rolling until I sit down in the editing room, and then I'm like, why did I record so much? And I'm still recording that same swap out. There's a whole bunch of other stuff I ended up shooting for B-roll that isn't documented here, but it's like, oh man, just overshooting everything. But I just wanted to, you know, with that dry ice, I just wanted to get the look that I wanted here. All right, we're gonna swap out.
I just can't stop, won't stop. I'm gonna try it one last time. Just because I also have the ambient background as well.
Yeah, and it looked really cool. You'll have to tune into the episode up on Thrifty Mint. Link is the link is in the description, but the video footage, I'm super excited to edit it. Obviously, that's why I've waited a week to show you this live stream. And then I'm also live streaming right now to delay in sitting and editing. So I want to get it finished, but I'm not exactly excited to spend the next few hours editing. But this is good. I figured too, I wanted to stream so I could at least get any feedback from you guys if you have any suggestions or stuff you'd want to see. I know it's kind of vague, the information I'm sharing here.
All right, this thing's shut down. It's good. Good to know.
This goes for a little bit longer, gives you an idea, and I'll show you a little bit of the A-cam. Let's see if I can bring it up here.
What's happening over here?
It's interesting to jump between the G85 and the old T2i, because the T2i, and it's running Magic Lantern, if you guys are familiar with that, it's fun. I've used it for years, but it's like, oh yeah, this. So it's kind of finicky sometimes, especially with that vintage lens. You always have to like press the thing. But these are some of the shots.
Start recording
with the G85. No editing or anything. I figured I'd bring down the contrast and stuff. I'm just getting some different transitions so I could like pan on.
Juice.
Didn't even really pay attention to. I'm shooting in 4K, going to export in 1080, so I figure I'll zoom in anyways and digitally and post. Let's make sure we're not missing anything.
Before I prep, hang on.
All right, so this is the big. We'll come back to that A-cam samples. This is the big thing. I was, wow, what a bummer. Spoiler alert. I really thought this was gonna look super cool. I got this pink
Put a
punch
little background,
and I thought this will be cool. It'll have like this pink hue, and it'll show up, and I'll light the underbody of the water so the camera will pick it up. But I didn't take into account the fog covers everything.
rolling.
And the other thing is, whenever possible, just use water. This stuff's all sticky. It's like basically juice.
It's backwards. see if this works.
But yeah, it's just me overproducing, just all part of the production value, right? I just thought it looked Ghostbustery, and basically, I don't know if I did mention it. The thing I'm videotaping
I
are
realize
these
now
tubs.
that it really is kind of pointless to make this pink.
Oh, then I ran out of juice. Had to use water anyways.
All right.
Live and learn. I'll never do this again, but just because I have no reason to. But anyways, like I was saying, these thing that I'm recording are little rubber ducks that are Ghostbuster themed. They're from Tubbz, or they're Tubbz brand, made by Numbskull company, and you can kind of get a little glimpse of them back behind me. Let me see if I have a quick little picture I could bring up. There they are. That's behind the scenes photo there. See some of the fog all over. Pretty cool. I mean, I was super excited about the footage.
And it's gonna give me grief, I think.
Yeah, this would have been, there I am, yep, trying out the juice. Good.
I could
good
have
stuff.
just used regular water.
But yeah, that was a terrible idea because everything got sticky and it was just, what a mess. And then
and it's not enough, so I gotta put more in. Anyways.
The dry ice ended up overflowing, and then it's sticky all over the table. Choose your battles. That's my high-tech way of cleaning off the LCD screen, is using my shirt. A nice, a few extra LBs there from the quarantine. I'll blame it on that. Hey, thanks Adam for the comments. Yeah, I'm talking right into the mic. So this is live. This is live. My voice is.
My hope was that there would be enough in here. Whatever.
So what I'm trying to do is top that off. I want to have the ducks at the top level. Funny thing is, the whole video is based around whether or not these ducks will float. They're rubber ducks. They should float, but I wanted to make sure they could stay upright and stuff like that. So that's what this test is all about. I've never seen any videos about this. Tubbz makes all kinds of cool themed duckies, basically. These I don't plan on collecting a bunch of these or anything like that. They're sort of like Funko Pop dolls, but they're ducks. And currently the ones that they have.
Let's do this.
Now we're getting ready to do it.
Let's do this.
Currently the other ducks that the company has aren't anything that I'm super excited about. Like, I'm not that into collecting stuff. Ghostbuster things seem kind of cool with 4 little ducks. That's all I needed.
Cool.
Worth looking into. Let's see here. Where was I? I'll wait till this behind the scenes clip ends, and I'll show a little bit of the A-cam, and then if I have anything else here.
Hang on. 1 battery percent? Come on.
Yeah, this is always a quality thing. I have the battery plug-in, or the battery kit thing that lets you plug in the cameras to the wall. I never use them because I hate the cords. But of course, it's either the card's full or the battery's dead. It's so frustrating. And it's a whole combination of the battery doesn't open, if the tripod plate's in the way. It's just everything that can go wrong does, and it's why it's like you just kind of have to take it in. Usually I would be playing music or something. But I knew I was going to be live streaming, and I'm tired of getting tagged on YouTube.
I've been using the Sony camera at work, so everything's different.
What am I saying here?
All right, so let's check focus. So definitely it's off, so that's good. Great, super. And that looks good. Let's look at magic focus. It's weird.
Yeah, adjusting that T2i, is trying to get that depth because I have it really shallow with the 50mm, and I have it turned all the way up to I think it's f1.4.
Bada boom, bada bing.
And we're gonna see how it all looks.
All right, let's do this. Background looks smoky enough, I think, right?
And again, this is what this isn't the
probably too much
live camera, but you can see how shallow that is. I think that's the benefit of that T2i. It has a really soft look. All right, let's put this in. It was funny, I was being super conservative with that ice, and then the stuff I didn't use ended up melting anyways overnight. What a bummer. If you're ever going to deal with dry ice, don't buy that much. You can always at least get yourself set up so you can go back to the store and buy more if you need it, because it adds up quick by the pound. All right, so I put the smoke behind it, and I think I'm going to put a little bit inside as well. So the entire container of the prop ghost trap. So now I have smoke coming out of the top and behind it. It was nice.
What are you gonna do?
And I think I did some practice moves here. We'll see if I...
What does this look like if I turn this off?
Yeah, this is me experimenting. I have one backlight there. And that's the cool thing with smoke. Smoke and water, you want to always backlight it.
It does a little bit. You can see it here. A cloud.
I think it was at this moment that I realized,
check my focus again.
I'm not going to be able to see the pink liquid inside this thing.
Let's see if this thing floats.
All right.
Think it's gonna float?
What do you think? What do you guys think? You think it's gonna float? Oh boy, you'll have to wait for the episode. No spoilers here. But in the meantime, let's check out this A-cam sample. I want to show you guys. We got interrupted before. So this is 4K. I have it kind of squished down here so you can see it. And look at the cool little, you'll see every once in a while, you'll see these little perfect circle smoke rings pop out. It's pretty cool. So I don't even think I have it color balanced or white balanced correctly, but you can kind of see, yeah, the fog or the smoke atom was white the whole time. I didn't even think about that. That would have been cool. I don't even know how that works exactly, how that reaction, that's where it starts getting into the science. There might be a way to tint that, most likely just with the lighting. If I had a really bright light underneath that, and this is that move that I was doing earlier that you saw, I was just trying to see, this is on autofocus. And I'm shooting with, I think this is the 16mm Sigma lens that's on there. It's a fixed lens. I don't get to use it that much, but I like it. But yeah, most likely just coloring, having a really bright colored light would ultimately change the color of that fog. And I set it up on that cabinet because I just thought it looked industrial. Oh wow, is that everything? Do I have anything left? I think that's everything. Adam, anyone else tuned in? Thanks for hanging out. I know Jose, hey man, hey, thanks. Oh yeah, that would have been awesome. Yeah, Jose thing. Yeah, and that's one of those things, like, I had no idea, you know, you think about 4 inches of water, it takes a lot of liquid or a lot of light to push through all of that. And you know, that's one of those things where it's like, after it got started, I know I had an LED light somewhere, and I never, like, one that I could put. And because I made that little ghost trap, it's really just a DuPont plastic container with a flap lid, and I just spray painted it. I could have left the bottom clear, stuck a light on the bottom, and it would have been awesome actually. And it's something that I don't know when or if I would ever need to do that again, but I was happy with the results that I actually got around to finishing filming it. But it was sort of a bummer though that I didn't plan for all the scenarios here. But this is a little pop figure. This is some of the leftover stuff I was shooting. You can see the little bucket of water back behind him when you're looking for it. But look how cool that fog looks. And I have like a little Playmobil Ghostbuster, yeah, Ecto one. But hey guys, thanks for joining in. I think that's going to be all for now. If you, like I said, if you'd like to see this video, I'd be awesome if you guys could hang out if you're interested. Most of the stuff over on the Thrifty Mint channel is just going to be more of the thrifting stuff and just fun stuff like this. You won't see too much of the technical stuff, so I figured I'd get all the technical stuff out of the way over here, and then if you have any questions, you could leave them here and whatnot. And then over there, it's all about just the fun of the video, hopefully. So we'll see how that works out, but not really necessarily a side project or anything. It's something I've been working on for years in the background. I just haven't really dedicated to uploading videos to the YouTube channel. I've done a lot of stuff with the Instagram and on TikTok, specifically the last few months, but I'm going to try to put a little bit more push into the videos because they're just more fun to share them on YouTube instead of just random little 30-second bursts up on Instagram or random little stories and stuff like that. So anyways, guys, thanks for hanging out. It's still early. We've got the whole night ahead of you, depending on what coast you're on. But thanks for tuning in, guys. Knob top. Go make something.